diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are here with Trae Self. He is a quarterback out of Stephen F. Austin. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you too.
So quarterback there for a little bit. A pretty tall drink of water there. So, but before we get to all of that stuff, give me like a brief background of you, man. Where are you from, and how did you get there to Stephen F. Austin?
I'm from a small town, Watauga, Texas, in Fort Worth. I went to Richland High School and graduated in 2017. Played football and baseball there. Didn't play till my senior year there, start at least. Played a little bit junior year. Got underlooked, got a little bit of like D2 offers, a bunch of walk-on for D1s, and then I wanted to go D1. I knew I belonged there, so I went the JUCO route. My OC, Coach Oschlegel, Daniel Oschlegel, he asked me if I wanted to go D1, and I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, you're going to go to Butler Community College all the way in El Dorado, Kansas. So I went there for a year and a half, 3 semesters, and then ended up redshirting there, and then played my final season there, redshirt freshman year, 2019, and then found Coach Carthel when he moved to SFA late in December and signed then.
Interesting. So let's backtrack a little bit. You said you played some baseball in high school?
Yes, sir.
How did that go for you?
I've played all my life since I was 6 years old, just like football. And I've always liked baseball more. I told my dad sophomore year in high school, I wanted to quit football to focus all on baseball because I was a freshman on varsity for baseball. And he was like, nah, man, you got to let me introduce you to Friday Night Lights on varsity one time. If you don't like it, then you can quit. And I loved it.
Gotcha. So, obviously was a good baseball player. So why football, man? Why do you love this game so much?
I mean, baseball, it's definitely a good, a fun game, but it's more mental than anything. Football, you get that adrenaline, man. Every play, you get to go hit people. It's just more tactics more than anything. And especially my position, you got to know the in and outs of the game. And I think it's just so fun. To me, it's just fun. I mean,
gotcha. Well, you're not the one going out there and hitting guys. There are other guys on your team doing that. So if you're hitting guys, something's wrong. So
exactly.
let's not get to that point. But tell me about SFA, man. What makes that school so special to you?
It kind of reminds me of my hometown in Watauga. It's like really small town, oldest town in Texas, obviously, but small town. The fans are all bought into football here, and just how it was in high school. And they want to see this place change. And it really has been home to me the last couple of years. And seeing this place build from the ground up to now to where we have it is really special because it feels like we did this in high school as well. We were 3-7 my first 3 years in high school. Then senior year, we went to the playoffs for the first time in 32 seasons. And so I like to do the same thing here.
Gotcha. And let's talk about your team there, at Stephen F. Austin. So anybody there that has impressed you a lot over the years? I mean, I know you got a couple good guys there that I think a lot of NFL teams are looking at, but who do we need to give a shout out here to?
Man, I could say the whole team. This man, this team has grown. I mean, you got some guys like Xavier Gibson, you got B.J. Thompson, there's like Miles Hurd, Jeremiah Walker, Bruce Harmon, Brevin Randall, a lot of defensive guys, a lot of O-line guys. My whole line has grown so much since I first got here. You got some outstanding receivers like Jeremiah Miller, Daryl Simmons, Mo Wedman. We got some running backs, Miles Reed. We got some guys, and it's really changed since the team that I got here with has really changed to now. A lot of growing up.
Nice. So let's move a little bit closer. Let's talk about that offense, man. How would you describe your guys' offense? I mean, what sort of system are you guys running there?
With the air raid, a lot of RPO game last season. We were very successful at it, so we stuck with it. Teams just couldn't stop it, and we were really figuring out that outside receiver spot, trying to get some growth there, and it's really stepped up this last spring to where now we don't have to rely so much on RPOs, and Xavier Gibson in the slot as much, even though he's a big factor. But now we have some guys stepping up into those outside receiver roles. Now they're really expanding the offense and opening more opportunities all over the field.
Gibson, definitely an excellent target out there for you guys for sure. So nice to have him out there. It's just like, here, let's just give him the ball like 12 times a game.
Oh,
so,
yeah. He makes a difference.
definitely makes it easy for you sometimes too. So,
yes, sir.
All right, man, let's kind of zero in on you, man. We're looking at you as a pro prospect, a true pro prospect, and a guy that might be able to play on Sunday. So, what do you feel separates you as to like all those other guys out there?
I would just say my dedication and my drive. Like, I've had this dream since I was a little kid, man. Everybody's telling me growing up, like, you're not gonna be able to do it. I've been told so many times I won't be able to. I've gone the most difficult route there is, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, always being told you're not good enough by bigger schools, and then finding my way to a D1 school, and then now proving myself that I am good enough to go on to the next level and to make this place a better place and go win a natty or something like that. And like physical attributes, I would just say hard work. I would say my arm angles on the field with that baseball tie-in. I don't think many people are making the arm angle throws that I am. And I would say decision making. I feel like I'm a lot more grown up, and like my growth, I grow every year. And I still haven't played my best like football yet.
Cool.
And I tend to grow every single season.
So, obviously, I know that you said that you were a big baseball guy, but I mean, I'm sure you were a fan of this game for a while. Who are you a big fan of growing up, man? Who are you looking up to at your position?
I'm gonna throw it back. I like some Dan Marino when I was little, and then when I got to high school, I would go to AT&T Stadium and watch the playoffs all the time. And Kyler Murray, when I was there, I would see him every weekend, and he would just light that place up. Man, he is something else. And I kind of like to try to take little stuff from what he does that makes him so good. And then starting like last year, I started watching like a lot of NFL tape, like some Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and just see what makes those guys good and try to like pick from like what they're doing and see what like translates to my game as well.
Cool. So, not quite like Kyler Murray. You're a pretty tall guy. What are you what are you measuring at these days?
6'3", 205.
6'3", 205. So I mean, that's a solid number there that a lot of scouts, really like to have at that position. So,
yes, sir.
But a lot going for you there, at your school. I know you guys made it to the playoffs this past season, so I mean, we'll see what happens moving forward. Also, obviously, what comes with the quarterback position is you're kind of like a natural leader. At least a lot of people expect you to be. How do you kind of take that as for you? Like, what kind of leader would a team be getting in you?
I'm not a vocal leader. I lead by example, but I will be vocal when I need to be. So I'm not just going to be the quiet guy that just lets stuff slide and stuff like that. But people are going to look at me and see me doing extra work in the weight room, staying after practice late, throwing, always grinding. I'm going to be in the film room extra, and they're going to see it's going to feed off to them. And it really has, because from day one, when I stepped into this place, I feel like my work ethic has really helped bring others along and help change this program as well, because we're bringing in the right people and they're seeing that this is the standard. It's like setting the standard that doing extra is the standard. It's not enough. And so it really has helped change this place around.
Gotcha. So, again, changing some things around, making playoff games, winning a whole bunch of, games out there. What's been your biggest moment so far? I mean, obviously we got one more season to go, so maybe that hasn't happened yet, but so far, what's been the biggest highlight of your career?
I want to say it hasn't happened yet, but if I had to pick some games, I would say the ACU games. The 2020 going in overtime kind of started off 2020 good. We had a little conference championship type deal since nobody else in our conference played but us too. But then 2021, I would say playing them again, throwing career high 5 touchdown passes and stuff like that. But I'm going to go with UIW game. That really set like a heart like deep down. I don't want to feel that feeling again this season. So I'm going to take that one to heart and do what I can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Gotcha. And can you describe maybe one of your best plays ever that you've been a part of?
Okay, something that shocked me that I did was SMU 2020, jumping over a defender into the end zone towards the end of the game. I never even knew I heard of a kid in high school, but he wasn't that very tall. So that one kind of surprised myself when I did it.
Interesting. Well, hey, man, we'll see how many of those you get this upcoming season. So,
Yes, sir.
a lot of fun. Obviously, had a very long journey, like you said. I mean, not everybody goes the JUCO route. It does take a man with a lot of grit and determination to get through JUCO and find their way to D1 and to really excel. So, of all the people that you've come across there as your coaches, is there maybe one lesson that maybe you have learned that has stuck with you?
Um, I would say the poise of the position from Coach Vaughn, Hunter Vaughn. He played at South Alabama. He also went to Butler Community College about 3 or 4 years before I was there, and he ended up being my QB coach there. I would say being poised, because not everything at that position is going to go your way, especially in the game in general, in the game of football. There's going to be good and bad things every game. And the way you are and how poised you are at that position will feed off to your teammates. If you're going to go out there and just start blaming people and start acting a fool, I mean, it's going to feed off to the team, and you're probably not going to do that well. The team's going to end up losing. But if you just show that, like, hey, we got this, like, this is still in our hands. Like, don't let the momentum change and none of that. Guys are going to start trusting you, and that's just what you have to do with that role.
Interesting. And if you had the opportunity to maybe go back in time and talk to your younger self, like your high school self, is there any sort of advice that you would give him to, I guess, prepare him for the next 4 or 5 years of his life?
Man, if I would have told myself in high school just to do what I do now, the extra hard work, I feel like it would have paid off big dividends to now. But, I mean, that's part of growing up. And I'm a late bloomer, so it is what it is. But I'm glad I learned it now than never.
Hey, man, it is what it is. I mean, you're at where you need to be right now, so you're good.
Yes, sir.
So, let's kind of step off the football field a little bit. I kind of wanted to get to know who this Trae Self guy is. Probably one of the more interesting names that we come across. But tell me something about yourself that's maybe fun, interesting, or unique, whether it be hobbies or maybe something that not a lot of people know about you. So let's talk a little bit.
I got a dog named Steel. It takes up a majority of the time taking care of him. He's an Anatolian Shepherd mixed with Golden Retriever. He's something else. He's a character. He's like a human being. I like playing the video games, a little bit of Madden, MLB The Show, playing Call of Duty with my boys. I'm usually always hanging out with my friends. I have a house here with 3 other teammates. I'm not really big on going out. I'm a homebody. Like staying in. Like pool days, stuff like that's fun, but I don't like doing all that going out stuff.
So you a big movie guy? I mean,
I love movies. Oh,
so give me like your favorite, dude.
Yeah, I'd have to think. That's hard to pick a favorite movie. But like my grandparents, since I was little, they have taken me and my cousins, out to every movie that's like new movie that's came out. We have seen every movie there is, and that was kind of our like family tradition growing up. So, love watching movies.
Interesting. I've posed this question to a lot of different people, but I know you've obviously probably seen a lot of the MCU movies. Is there I don't know, a character in the Marvel universe that maybe you identify with the most, or want to be?
I don't know. Out of all like hero, DC or Marvel, I would have to be like, my favorite one would probably be like Spider-Man.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't know where you were going to go with that. I know a lot of people for the quarterback position maybe might want something or the other, but hey, Spider-Man's fun. So
yeah, I think Spider-Man's this one.
I got no qualms with Spider-Man. So and then again, you said that you came from a small town, right? So I mean, talk to me about your hometown, man. If I were to come visit you, where would I have to go?
So basically, you're gonna go. It's not much in Watauga. So like Watauga's in between Keller and North Richland Hills, and it's kind of squashed by 2 bigger cities. There's not much going on. There's a middle school that I went to right across the street from my house. There is this gas station that has been turned into a restaurant that a lot of like recruiters and stuff will come down and they love it. And so that's probably one of the big spots in Watauga. But usually most of my time is spent in North Richland Hills or Keller. But it's a good town.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it's just kind of neat to hear where you've come from and where you're at right now. So,
Hmm.
as we kind of wind down our video, man, I want to give you one opportunity, one last opportunity. I know that maybe there's some scouts that are looking at you, and I want to give you one last opportunity to talk to them and give them your pitch as to why they need to take a chance on you. So, go ahead and close us out with that.
I think you just need to take a chance on me because I'm a kid who's never going to give up. I'm a hard worker. I'm always going to be dedicated and driven to this game. I want to play this game as long as the game will let me. I've been dreaming of this since I was a little kid. My whole life is football, man. I have no plan B. Everybody's been telling me I need one, but I don't believe in that. Like, this is what I want to do for my life until, like I said, the game won't let me anymore. I'm gonna bring a good asset to the team. Well, no matter what my role is, I'm gonna play it to help us win championships, Super Bowls, whatever it is. Like, I'm gonna do my part, and you're not gonna ever catch me lacking and not taking this thing serious.
Interesting. Well, I know you guys have a great team that you guys have, for this upcoming season. A stellar defense, a great offense, some excellent targets to throw to. So, really looking forward to this season for you and wish you best of luck. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sure. No problem. Once again, Trae Self, quarterback, Stephen F. Austin. Definitely check him out.